I'm Rob Gant with the Berkeley Independent and also the Goose Creek Gazette. I'm standing here today with Ricky Dennis, also works for the Berkeley Independent. I'm not sure if you can see behind us or not, but we are in Stag Country today. Ricky, what is it I hear about them having a big game on this field on Friday?
Yeah, well, Rob, definitely on Friday night is definitely going to go down on here. If you thought Berkeley's match against Cane Bay was huge, you definitely don't want to miss this one. It's going to be packed, a big crowd as Berkeley looks to clinch the region championships right here in their own territory. Last week they were over there in North Charleston in a 69-7 blowout. We all knew that they didn't have much to worry about heading into that game, but this Friday's game is going to be the game to see. They're going to, with a win, they're going to clinch the region championships against Beaufort. If they don't win, if they lose, then it goes into a three-way tie between them, Beaufort, and Cane Bay, and it's going to come down to who give up the most points on the most defensive points. But if I'm the Stags, I'm feeling good. One thing we do want to recognize is just how good they've been this season in comparison to last season. This is our Coach Randy Robinson's first year as head coach, and he literally has turned this program around, and I quote him on this step by step. He has taken his defense and he's really got them focused. Last year they gave up 400-something points from the defense, and this year they've only given up around 200 with only one game left. So I think that credit goes to Coach Robinson, credit goes to Berkeley's defense, and I think that they're feeling good coming off of a huge win heading into to get this region championship.
Yeah, the Beaufort matchup will be tough for Berkeley. I mean, by tough, I mean I'm not saying that Berkeley can't win. I'm saying that it could be a four-quarter game, just like what happened with the Cane Bay game. To touch also on what you said, Randy Robinson really has done a tremendous job here with this program. And last year they were 3-7, didn't make the playoffs, weren't really competitive, and that's not what this community, that student section with these stands over there, these fans have come to expect, and they feel like they deserve to have a winning football team every football season. And that's what Randy Robinson's done. Don't want to forget the players either, because Darius Douglas, Shrine Bowl quarterback for the Stags, he's had a tremendous year. He also has some other good weapons, and you really don't want to forget about the defense either, because you did just touch on it, and they were terrible on defense last year. They've improved. And I think Randy and Coach Robinson and his staff will have them even better in the years to come. Well, that's a huge game. I also have two other huge games in Berkeley County this week. The Timberland Wolves, they also have a chance to win a region championship. It would be their 10th in the last 11 seasons. Timberland is 6-3 overall, 3-0 in the region. They're going to host Manning Monarchs, 7-2, 3-0 in the region. The winner of that game will capture the region 7-3A championship. The way I kind of see that one unfolding, it's hard for me to see Timberland losing to Manning. I think Timberland is playing really well right now. 3 of the last 4 weeks they've played especially great on defense. They had 3 shutouts. Last Friday they got pushed to the wire by Hanahan, got exposed a little bit on defense against the pass, but they were able to pull out a 41-35 victory thanks to one of the top Ironmen football players in the Lowcountry, Joseph Moultrie. Moultrie leads the Wolves in tackles. He has around 90. He also is their leading rusher on the season against Hanahan. He had 246 yards rushing, scored 3 touchdowns. One was from 50, one was from 45. The other was from 25. He had a sensational game. Also would like to mention Kevin Williams. He is a tailback who missed some of the season earlier with an injury. Moultrie is the thunder. Kevin Williams is like the lightning. He's the guy that can take a pitch and beat you around the corner and then, outrun you to the end zone, which he actually did against Hanahan. He had a 61-yard touchdown run. I believe he finished with 133 yards rushing on, 10 or 12 carries. It was a great effort. So look for Timberland to have a chance to lock up the championship. In my opinion, I think they will. Timberland is 7-1 all-time against Manning. The two teams last played in 2013. Timberland pulled that one out 18-15. Of the 8 matchups that I know of, I think, at least half of them have been pretty competitive games. I think you'll see a competitive game between the two teams on Friday, but I would certainly expect Timberland to be dialed in and ready to get that region championship. A couple other names for Timberland I'd like to mention. Defensive end Matthew Rembert, he has 60 total tackles this year. Defensive backs Josh Hill and LJ Harmon, they have around 55 to 60 tackles too. So look for those guys to make plays. One last name to mention for Timberland is Roger Gibbs. He's a defensive back. He made the interception that sealed the deal for the Wolves last week against Hanahan. Hanahan was driving. Gibbs picks off a pass. Timberland wins 41-35. Going over to another real good football team, Cross High School is having an opportunity to finish second in their region. They won't be able to catch C.E. Murray, but the Trojans are 6-2, 2-1, and they are going to host Bethune-Bowman 6-3, 1-2. The winner of that game will finish second in the region. The two teams haven't met since 2007, but Cross has won the last two meetings. They won that meeting in 2007. They also won in 2006. As far as what I really think of what's going to happen in that game, I would really expect Cross to roll as they kind of turn their focus toward maybe competing for a state championship. I mentioned Joseph Moultrie earlier as being like an Iron Man superstar on both sides of the ball. Well, Nate Walker also puts on his superhero outfit every Friday. He leads the Trojans in tackles, 62 total tackles. He also leads them in rushing, 807 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns. The Trojans average about 270 yards a game rushing, and they distribute the ball pretty evenly. You might even get some carries this Friday. I might even get some carries. They give it to everybody, and they're real productive on offense. A couple other names I'd like to mention, too. Defensive names for Cross. Raekwon Smalls has 59 tackles this year. Marvin Dixon and Marcellus Forbes are over 40, so they're also making some key contributions. We got one more real big, huge football game this Friday. The St. John's Christian Cavaliers, after not winning a game last year, not only have they had a successful season, they have also made the playoffs. They won a game last past Friday. Was a 74-50. Sounds like a basketball score, but that's how 8-man football is. And this week I think they have to go to Holly Hill Academy. That's a rematch of a game about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Holly Hill ended up getting the victory in that game. So St. John's Christian does have some revenge on its mind. I would definitely like to mention St. John's Christian quarterback Mikey Smith. He ran for about 200, passed for about 200, contributed 4 touchdowns total, I believe. And Alonzo Jenkins was a key player on defense for the Cavs. I believe he had over 20-something tackles, which is a lot of tackles to make. You got to have a real nose for the ball to get to the ball that many times. Well, Ricky, Berkeley County is going to be alive and well. You got any final thoughts on the Berkeley Stags and the Beaufort Eagles?
Well, like I said, I think that Berkeley's defense is going to step up to the plate as they've done all season. Again, we keep on referring back to this Cane Bay game, and I think going into that game, that rivalry, a lot of people, if you were on the fence about Berkeley's team, especially the defense then, I think after that game, they proved themselves. So, again, I think it's going to be a tough matchup, but I think that they're going to do what they've been doing all season long and to contain them and seal the deal. Douglas is going to be extraordinary as he's been every game. Davion Moore is going to maybe get a touchdown or two as he's done every game. And their running backs are going to come through as well. You got Chisholm in those as well. So the offense is going to do what they normally do, but I think the defense is going to once again step up to the plate and hopefully get that region championship. But it's going to be a hard-fought win for them.
One name to mention for Beaufort, Omar Cummings. He is a running back / type wide receiver type for the Eagles. He had a great game against Cane Bay when I saw him earlier this year. He's certainly a guy to watch out for. He wears number 2. So that's somebody Berkeley's defense definitely has to keep an eye on.